Hey there, Rivermen fans. Welcome to the latest edition of Trudel's Take, presented by Health Alliance. The Rivermen back for the holidays on home ice for the start of a home-and-home against Evansville. It's now time for Trudel's Take to break it all down. Jason Ruff joined once again, and as always, by Rivermen head coach Jean-Guy Trudel. Guy, first and foremost, I hope your holiday season was an exceptional one with the entire Trudel family. Now the Rivermen are back. Does it seem like that break came at the right time in mid-late December for a team that was already rolling?
Yeah, that's the only thing. I think the team was playing really well, so we... you're always scared as a coach with those breaks, but we need it, and it was well deserved by the players. It's the first year we ever had this long of a break, so it was absolutely outstanding for not only myself but the players and the staff to be able to spend time with their family. Every single player went back home, enjoyed their friends, their family, and I always say breaks are good, man, because at the end of the day, mentally, physically, a lot of times we need those little rests here and there. You try to push so much as a coach and as an organization, those players, and I think it was right on time. Even though the team was doing really well, I think we needed it, and it's everybody's really excited coming back right now.
And I think one of the big keys for this Rivermen team, why in part they've been doing so well, is just so many different contributors contributing every single night. I want to talk about a couple. First and foremost, Tyler Barrow. This kid has 8 points in his last 5 games. Seems like he's taking a page out of Marcel Godbout's playbook from last year, making an early run potentially at Rookie of the Year honors. How have you seen him progress and get better at the SPHL style of game from the beginning of the year to now?
He's grown a lot. He's grown a lot, actually, even in the last month. I think he's starting to feel like he can be one of the leaders on the team. Leadership comes with absolute effort every single game and every single practice, and he's starting to put that in. I think he was a little bit inconsistent in the first month of the year or so, and that comes with a lot of young players. But ever since then, I think we sat him out on the one trip in Knoxville there, and I think he got the message, and he's that type of character kid that he wants to be the best. He's I always say there's guys on the team that they want the puck in the big moments. They want to be on the ice the last minute of the game. They want to be on the ice on every power play, and he's one of those guys. So we're extremely fortunate to have him, and I think he's just going to keep growing. I think he's got that hunger to be the best possible player he can possibly be, so it's fun to watch.
Another player that really stood out to me, Austin Wisely. He has 2 games with 2 assists. That's how he ended the last little bit going into the break. 5 points in his last 3 games. Are we starting to see the Austin Wisely of late last year in the playoffs, do you think?
Yeah, and I think Wise, as we talked about it since the beginning of the year, I think he's more of a Carvalho. So we put him in a lot of situations that sometimes are not as easy as other players. We change him from forward to D for PK, back to forward. So he's all over the place, and I think the last few games he's been playing the forward position, which I think he's a way better forward than he is a defenseman, but at the same time he's good enough on D that when we need a D, he's out there. At this level with all the injuries and the call-ups, it goes really quick. So for us, Wise has always been that player, and I think he's starting to have that offensive skill also that Carvalho used to have with us. Carvalho wasn't just a guy that I could put anywhere at any time. He was also a guy that could contribute offensively, and we believe that if you play in Peoria, you should be able to do that. Like, we're not going to take a player just, to be a defensive specialist. We're only allowed to dress 10 forward. So we always have to need, all kinds of players, and they have to do it all 3 zones. And Austin, it's starting to, but again, I think it's more coaching staff putting him in the right situation in his good spots where he can be successful.
Absolutely. So you mentioned call-ups. I want to touch on that real briefly. Any team at this level is going to get hit with call-ups, especially for a first-place team, but Rivermen have not had very many call-ups this year. What does that say about the camaraderie in that locker room and the trust that those players have in you and in this coaching staff?
Well, I think it does, but also we had call-ups, but a lot of guys want to stay here for the year. So we're lucky that way. I said we have a great core group that stays here for the year, and it makes it a lot easier as a coach, because even if you do lose one, like we lost 2 guys to injuries with McPherson and Cahill, which are 2 really important pieces, but we have such good depth and such a good core that you can keep winning and doing what you do every single day with it. So we had some call-ups. We had some guys, decline at the last minute. We had some guys that are not going anywhere all year, and I hope some of our guys do get called up because I think it's great for them. But at the same time, I think we have a collection of players that played at the next level, and they decide that they just want to be here and do something special here in Peoria. So for me, it's really gratifying. It shows a lot about what type of organization we are, not only downstairs, the hockey department, but also upstairs, how they treat our players.
Certainly so. Now the Rivermen back home for the holidays this Friday at Carver Arena, November 30th, against the Evansville Thunderbolts. The Rivermen-Evansville series this year has been incredibly tight. Every game has been decided by 2 goals or less. Last 2 have gone to overtime. Jean-Guy, what has made Evansville such a spectacular and difficult opponent for the Peoria Rivermen this year, and why have these games been so competitive and so exciting, for lack of a better term?
Well, one, I think they have really good talent. 2, their goaltenders have both 920s, 930 save percentage, so they have 2 actually 3 right now, extremely good goaltending. And then I think Jeff... I always said this, Jeff is one of the best recruiters in the league, so he always recruits extremely good talent and talent that works hard, and they're hard to play against. And their neutral zone, they stifle lead down, so you have to do different things. And unfortunately, I don't think one game this year we actually executed really well against Evansville, and give them kudos to them. That's them doing the right job defensively and in the neutral zone. To kind of we know the type of team we are, and they know it also. So they try to slow us down in different ways, and we that's what makes great games. But all 4 games, Evansville could have beaten us on all 4 games. We got lucky in a few, and we're fortunate enough to have a lot of depth and talent on the team that even if you don't play great, sometimes you kind of pull away with a win. But they've been tough. They're a good hockey team.
Should be an exciting matchup again Friday, December 30th, right here at Carver Arena, 7:15 p.m. The room will be at home before they travel to their first trip to Evansville, Indiana, for the final game of the 2022 calendar year. Man, when you look back at this whole calendar year and everything that's happened in it, where does it rank upon your years of both playing and coaching?
I think it's probably the most spectacular year of my playing or coaching, for the fact that when you get older and chunkier, you you actually take more time to kind of sit back and enjoy the big moments. And it was such a long road for us to win a championship, and like we talk about all the time, 4 finals. You keep wanting that big prize. And I think last year, being older, they call it experience for a reason. You've been through it all, and you learn to sit back and really enjoy it. And I think with my family, like I said, when you're younger, you're a little bit more selfish. When you're older, you understand how you had success and why you had success and all the people that were involved in your success, and you really cherish it and make sure that everybody feels, part of that big thing. And then this year we won that championship, and we're starting, and our record is just outstanding. I mean, 14-1-1 in our last 16 games, and the boys are just... We have a special group of players, and I'm so fortunate. I say it every time, but as a coach, I'm so fortunate to have the core group that we have of great leaders, great humans, just great people that want to get better every single day. So for me, I understand, being a little older, how lucky I am to have everything I got.
Red hot Rivermen, resilient Rivermen, resplendent Rivermen. The Rivermen looking to keep it rolling here this weekend against Evansville. Guy, thank you so much for your time. We'll talk to you on Friday.
Love you, buddy.
It's been Jason Ruff with Rivermen head coach Jean-Guy Trudel for Trudel's Take, presented by Health Alliance. We'll see you next time, Rivermen fans.